Okay, let's talk about area for a minute. You guys have seen area before. You've seen it last year. You know how to calculate it. This should just be a review for you, and we can just get some extra practice in. So I want you to go ahead and draw me a rectangle real quick. Just like this, just like we did on our perimeter journal entry. But the difference is, you know, in perimeter we wrote along, let's actually look at it. We wrote around the outside, right? Didn't we write around the outside right here? Well, with area, I'm going to write, where do you think? Where do you think I'm going to write? I'm going to write on the inside. Whoops, a daisy. Area. It's going to take out the whole inside of that rectangle, okay? That's representing the space inside of the rectangle. How much space does that figure take up? Okay, so let's go ahead and write us a couple definitions. All right. So area is the measure of the space inside, and underline that for me, a figure. Recording. Miss Autry's calling me. Okay, so there's a couple things I need you to know about area, because area doesn't work for everything. For example, I can't find the area of a sphere. I can't find the area of a binder. Well, I can find the area of the outside of a binder, but not like the entire thing. I can't find the area of my lotion bottle. I can't find the area of my cup, because area is only for flat, two-dimensional shapes only. Okay, so first thing, area is flat in all caps. Okay, so that means 2D shapes only. So rectangles, squares are going to be what we're going to be dealing with. But, you know, when you get up into upper grades, into middle school and high school, you'll calculate the area of triangles, of trapezoids, all kinds of fun two-dimensional shapes, hexagons, octagons even. Okay, so there's lots of shapes that you can end up calculating the area of, but they have to be flat. They have to be two-dimensional. So like a piece of paper, I can calculate the area of a piece of paper. I can calculate the area of my phone screen. I can calculate the area of our floor. I can calculate the area of our black mat on the floor. I can calculate the area of a cabinet. All those are examples of two-dimensional surfaces that we can measure the area of. So another key thing about area is measured, excuse me, is measured in square units. Okay, an example of that would be inches squared. That's how you write square. Remember how we talked about square numbers before? Basically what this means is that I'll tell you the formula for area in a second, but it's length times width. And I'll show you that in just one second. But if this is 6 and this is 3, and I multiplied 6 times 3, well, it would be 6 inches times 3 inches. Well, if I multiply inches times inches, that's inches squared. Okay, so however many times you're multiplying inches is what that number should be. So it'll be squared, just like this, on all problems that deal with area. So no matter what your unit is, whether it's meters, centimeters, feet, miles, I don't care. As long you have to have that little 2 up there, that means squared. Okay? You know, that's a very, 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 very common mistake that kids make whenever they're putting the units on their final answer. They'll say just inches. Or on perimeter, they'll put inches squared. But you know what? That's for the rookies. Are we rookies? We're Aggies, right? We're not rookies. So those are the 3 main things that you need to know about area. All right, so here are the formulas. Let's go ahead and get that orange again. Formula. So the formula is going to be A equals L times W, okay? And that's for a rectangle. That's for a rectangle. Or it's going to be A equals S times S, and that's only for a square. That is only for a square, for the same reason I talked about in the perimeter video. So, you know, if your side of that square, like on the perimeter thing that we looked at, was 4, let's look at it. So in this case, that your one side is 4, so I don't need to know a length and a width because I have the one thing I need to know about. So I just plug in 4 wherever there's an S, so it would be 4 times 4. Okay? So let's go ahead and divide our paper in half. Down here like this. All right, so let's go ahead. Actually, let's do the exact same examples we did before. So do that rectangle. We've got 12 inches and 9 inches. All right, so our let's use a smaller one. So remember, we always write the formula first. So it's A. Oh, that's hard to see. We're having issues over here. A equals L times W because I'm dealing with a rectangle. Remember, rectangles have right angles, but they have these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. But this is not equal to this. That's how you know it's a rectangle. All right. So L times W. Let's make this our L, our length, and like I said, this our W, our width, and let's plug them in. So whatever I made equal to L, which is 12, I'm going to plug in for the L. Bring your operation down, your operation stays the same. What did I plug in for W? I plug in 9. Well, what's 12 times 9? If you don't know, I would do 9 times 10. What's 9 times 10? 90. What's 9 times 2? 18. What's 90 plus 18? 108. So it would be 108 what? What are our units? Remember what I told you up here. We're not rookies. Inches squared because we're dealing with area. Right? Right, Miss Hargrove? Okay. So that's how you calculate the area of a rectangle. Let's talk about a square. Let's see if I can make this a little bit more even. Okay. So if that's my square, and the length of this side over here is 4 meters. Well, if this is a square, I know that if this is 4 meters, then this, and this are all 4 meters, correct? Correct. So I'm going to use this formula for a square. I'm going to say that A equals, A for area, equals S times S, side times side. Okay, so I know that one of my sides is equal to 4 meters, so I'm just going to plug that in. A equals 4, plug in for S, 4, plug it in for S. And what is 4 times 4? 16. 16 what? Meters squared. Not rookies. Don't make any rookie mistakes for me, please. Okay, meters squared. We're talking about area here. All right? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk more tomorrow.